Hey viewers, this is my homebrew cyclocross gravel bike, and I built it and I made a series of videos, the process of building it, and if you check the description of the video here, I'll have some links to some of those videos. I raced this bike last year in a race called the Black Fly Challenge mountain bike race, and it's about 40 miles long in the Adirondacks, pretty rough, and I have some videos of that race. I'll include those in the description as well. But last year when I did this, my hands just got really bruised and beaten up from on the handlebars from the train. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to double wrap the handlebar tape on here to give me extra padding so that when I do the race this year, hopefully I won't get quite as beat up. I'm going to show you the whole process of doing that. I'm going to start off by removing this old bar end plug here. So just kind of pop it off out of there. And I pull out the old handlebar tape out of the end of the handlebar. And then I want to trim off about a ½ inch of handlebar tape off of the end of the handlebar there. So I'm going to kind of score around here carefully with a box knife. I don't want to cut into the bar or anything like that, but just kind of score the old handlebar tape here. And be careful, don't cut yourself here. And then that'll expose about ½ inch of the handlebar there. Otherwise, it's going to be just way too thick and make it hard to push the new tape inside the handlebar. I also want to remove a little bit of tape from the top of the handlebar as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unwrap the tape here, holding this in place. And kind of unwrap this a little bit. And what I can do is I can probably just cut along this tape here, and that'll make like a nice little diagonal line here from where the tape had been. I'll cut a little bit more off there like this. And then I want to retape this back in place here with some electrical tape. And pull this nice and tight there, because I don't want this to come undone or slip underneath the new overwrap tape, like that. I'm going to roll the brake shifter hood up here, kind of get this out of the way for when I wrap the bars. Now, because you're going to be overlapping the tape instead of just the bare bar there, this is going to be a larger diameter. So each wrap is actually going to use much more tape than if it was just wrapping around a bare bar. So you're going to want to be careful not to run out of tape. So one thing is you're going to use a nice stretchy tape. I have here some Super Cork bar tape from SRAM. It's very stretchy tape. I can stretch it and I don't have to worry about it like really tearing very much. And also I want to kind of minimize my overlapping. So I want to only overlap by maybe about 1/3 so that I make sure that I have enough tape when I get to the top of the bar. I'm going to wrap in the same pattern that I did the initial wrap here. I want to leave more extra tape off the end here than I did for the initial wrap there, because I want to make sure I have enough tape to be able to push into the bar end there. So make sure I leave enough there over the end. And just double check to make sure that it's fully overlapping the end of the bar there. In fact, I might even come out just a little bit more. And then I'll just start wrapping the tape around. And what I like about this tape is it's got the SRAM markings on there. So that gives me a good indicator of how much I'm overlapping the tape so that I don't overlap it too much or not enough. And I'm going to be pulling the tape pretty tight here, stretching it out so it's nice and tight. And when you get to curves here, you might have to overlap it a little bit more to the inside to make sure that you get enough overlap on the outside of the curve. And keep nice even tension. And depending on what wrapping style you use, you want to be alert up here around the brake here so that you don't get too much tape up here and end up with a big thick ball of tape up there, make it real fat and everything. And so now I did the initial wrap here, the first wrap, I had like an extra piece of tape here so that I wouldn't have anything exposed here. I'm not going to do that on this second wrap because that's already going to be there. I'm using the same color tape as I initially did, so you won't really see much, any difference. It's just me black on black. And one of the things you could do is on the initial wrap, if it's not already wrapped to begin with, you can take an old inner tube, cut that into strips, and wrap the handlebar with that, and so you get a nice good cushion under there, and you don't have to spend the money on a roll of bar tape. Oh, another thing is if the initial handlebar tape under here is dirty or greasy, you want to go ahead and clean it before you wrap it here, and make sure that it's dry. So that the new tape will stick to the old tape. Now with the wrapping pattern that I use, I'm actually going in the opposite direction now than I was on the bottom part of the bar there. Again, when you get these curves here, you might want to overlap more to the inside of the curve than the outside, so you make sure you get enough overlap on the outside of the curve. Now I'm going to come past the end of the old tape here back to the point to where the original tape was wrapped, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like a diagonal piece here to kind of line up with the end where I want it to wrap to. And kind of bring that up right to that line there. Then I'm going to use my electrical tape here and get it on here, and I'm going to tape this in the same direction that I was wrapping so that the tape is pulling the bar tape tight. And I'll wrap this nice and tight here with the initial wraps of the electrical tape. And then for the final wrap here, I'm going to kind of ease up a little bit, just enough to kind of, so that it follows the shape of the tape there. Cut it, and then end the tape here on the bottom of the bar like that. Now I'm going to put the bar plug in here. I left lots of extra tape here kind of sticking out, so I'm going to kind of push that into the end of the handlebar as much as I can, and then use the bar plug here and push this in. And then kind of hit it in there. And that'll hold the tape inside the end of the bar like that. Then roll the hood back down over the tape there. Get that all in place. Now nice thick double wrapped handlebar tape on there, and I'm hoping this will help when I do the Black Fly Challenge mountain bike race this year and my hands don't get all beat up. Anyway, I hope you found this useful or interesting. If you did, please give my video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, click the big subscribe button and you'll see new videos as they come out. I'm always coming out with new videos. I'm over on Facebook, RJ the Bike Guy. Go over there, like that page. I post a lot of stuff over there. And I have a webpage, rjthebikeguy.com. Go over there, subscribe to that page. I have all my videos all categorized, and I have forums where you can ask repair questions. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.